Right now, it can be a very difficult time for children. Their everyday lives have been turned upside down, not getting to see their friends, take part in some of their favorite activities, having to adapt to a completely new style of learning. And some may be overwhelmed. Others might be lashing out. Chris Caruso, the director of Kids Connect Today, joins me here on the morning show. So the question becomes, how can we moms and dads help our children cope with all of these changes? And I guess this all begins with recognizing that there's a problem when their behavior changes, Chris.
That's right. And maintaining a routine is the most important thing to do at this point because our kids are used to seeing their friends, going out to school, doing so many different things. So now we need to be able to help them to keep as much of a routine as possible. So, now we're doing school at home. It's important to make sure our kids are keeping those routines as much as they can. And as tempting as it is to be able to let them sleep in, it's important for them to get up in the morning, start their day, get dressed, eat breakfast, brush their teeth, and start their day just like they normally would.
So what are some of the signs that there may be trouble? Things like, sleeplessness, disturbing dreams?
Absolutely. Well, because everything has changed for them. So we need to make sure that they feel as safe as possible and letting them know that the virus is something that's happening in our world, but we can keep them safe by teaching them how to wash their hands, to make sure that they learn how to cover their mouths appropriately and staying in the house, letting them know that you are there for them.
And we got to kind of talk their language too, because they don't understand. They don't understand economics. They don't understand pandemic. They don't understand a lot of the things if they're younger kids.
Exactly. So we need to be able to say it to them in their level. And there's so many different ways that we can do that. We can be able to make sure that we feel confident in that because they read it from us. So children will always read our emotions. So it's really important to make sure that we feel confident during this time because if we feel very stressed, they read it on our faces, right? They can read how we're feeling. So we need to make sure that we maintain some kind of calm for them. And if we're able to do that, they will be able to sense that from us.
And you have to deal with kids in an age-appropriate way. Younger kids one way, middle-aged kids a different way, and older kids even differently. Because, with older kids, you may have bottled up emotions, and those bottled up emotions, they don't go away.
They don't. And when we have, news on 24/7, hearing so much going on, they can hear things in ways that maybe they can't developmentally understand. So it's important as parents that we break it down for them, break it down in ways that they can understand, and making sure that we keep those lines of communication open at all times for them.
It's interesting because people talk about social distancing and we can't do this, we can't do that. This is really a time when you can open up a channel of communication that maybe you didn't have before with your kids. You can talk to them, for God's sakes.
Yes, because now you're home together and families are having dinner together and they're spending so much more time than they ever did. So this is times that we can talk about these things while keeping the routines the same, keeping them in this environment where they're home and they feel that safety of having their parents with them.
And by actually having that face-to-face discussion, you can read things that maybe you couldn't before.
Exactly, because now you're having a lot more time with them. So maybe instead of having your children do their schoolwork in their rooms, do their schoolwork in a common area so that everybody is around together. So their computers are all on the same kitchen table or in a common area so you can see what's happening and you can have conversations that just happen naturally.
So there you go. Make the best of a bad situation and open our eyes to what our kids are really all about. Chris, some good advice there. Appreciate you. Thank you.